He also thought about getting a job. But he didn't think he could face the real world again. And besides, listing your address as behind the Italian restaurant was unlikely to motivate potential employers. But the night was for resting and sleeping, and that was what William was doing when the man came by. He woke William up, not with his foot, like most people would, but by leaning over and shaking his shoulder. Not aggressive at all, almost like they were on a train, and he was telling his fellow passenger that they had reached their stop. "Wake up, fella. Come on." It took William a little while to get his bearings and focus on what was happening. He looked up, but in the darkness, and with his very limited eyesight, he couldn't tell what the man looked like. He also couldn't tell how big he was. From his prone position, everyone would look big. "What do you want?" he asked. "I got some stuff for you," the man said. "Drugs. Whatever you need. Free." In his groggy state, it didn't make sense to William. It wouldn't even have made sense if he was clear-headed and totally awake. People didn't come along and offer him free drugs. "I don't do no drugs," William said, because it was true. He never had and never would. By then he was thinking that maybe the man was a dealer looking to get him hooked so he would have to pay for this stuff down the road, which was ridiculous on its face. How can a man sleeping in an alley be considered a future source of profit? "Come on. Of course you do," the man said. "Leave me alone, will you? I don't do drugs. Let me sleep." "Sure. My mistake." "No problem," the man said, smiling at his good fortune. "Go back to sleep." William laid his head back down on the little towel he used as a makeshift pillow. The man suddenly and swiftly pulled the towel away and brought his foot down on William's head. The entire 210 pounds of the man's weight came down, crushing William's head into the pavement. The man reached down and expertly felt William's neck, searching for a pulse. He found a weak one. William was still alive. Rather than finish the job, the man calmly walked away. William's injury would no doubt be fatal, and the man knew he would die later at the hospital. With his gloved hand, he took a cell phone out of his pocket and dialed 911. It was a phone he had purchased for cash that day, the kind there is no contract for. He told the 911 operator about having discovered a body behind the restaurant, and when asked, said that he had no idea if the man was alive, but at the very least, he was hurt badly. The man promised to wait there until the police arrived. Then he hung up and just walked away into the night, dropping the phone in a trash can. He wiped it clean, even though he was wearing gloves and could not have left any fingerprints. He was very careful about things like that. Behind him he could hear the sirens, and he allowed himself another smile. "I don't really want to be here," I say. I don't mean to offend her by saying that, and her smile indicates she understands. "That's as good a place to start as any, Doug," Pamela says. "If you feel that way, then why are you here?" My girlfriend, my fiancée, Jessie Allen, suggested it. She thinks it might help. "But you don't?" I shake my head. "Not really." "Why do you feel that way?" "How much do you know about me?" I ask, hoping that I don't have to tell the story from scratch. I'm tired of telling my story, and thinking about my story, and worrying about my story, and living my story. "Maybe a lot, maybe very little," she says. "I've seen your story in the media, of course. It was rather impossible to avoid. You're something of a celebrity. So, based on that, I would say you're a state police officer who is considered a hero for preventing a huge terrorist attack on many buildings in New York City. I know that you were shot, and that you've had some memory.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.